I will be doing an Urban Decay Born to Run palette review, and I'll be showing you how I got this look coming up. Hi guys, welcome back to lousbeautycloset. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome. I'm Lou. I post weekly beauty, luxury and lifestyle videos. Be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the bell next to it so you get notified every time I post. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so today I'm coming at you guys with a review of this palette right here, the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I'll be showing you swatches, I'll be showing you how I got this look, and we'll chat about, I'll give you the lowdown price, value for money, and my final thoughts. So if that's what you're interested in, stay tuned. Alright, so coming up, I'll put swatches, brush and finger swatches side by side so you can see I didn't use any primer and I just used the same brush for all of them. Swatching with my MAC 242, Breakaway Warm Ivory Shimmer. Stranded is a pale rose gold with tonal micro shimmer. Blaze is a light metallic peach with pink shift. Weekender is a light neutral beige matte. Still Shot is a bright peach matte. Riff is a brown nude matte with floating micro sparkle, also available as a single shade. Good As Gone is a deep brown with iridescent micro shimmer. Hell Ride is a deep fuchsia matte. Baja or Baja is a burnt orange matte. Accelerate is a reddish copper metallic. Guilt Trip is a smoky purple shimmer. Ignite is a rose gold metallic. Smog is a deep coppery bronze shimmer, available as a single shade and in multiple previous palettes. Wanderlust is a forest green with gold micro shimmer. Wild Heart is a bright fuchsia shimmer. Punk is a red brown matte, also available as a single shade and in the Gwen Stefani palette. Double Life is a metallic rust. Jet is a black with deep shimmering purple shift, not too obvious to the naked eye. Drift is a charcoal satin with tonal micro sparkle. Radio is a deep emerald satin. Big Sky is a frosted green shimmer with iridescent micro sparkle. Enough yapping, time to see how I got this look. Alright guys, it's super up close. So I am going to be jumping in with the palette. I'm taking my Sigma E35 and taking that shade Baja as my transition shade. I'm just blending that until I'm happy. I'm just adding more and building it up until I get to that desired intensity level. I'm using my Sigma E40 brush. Then I'm going in with my E40 from Sigma and I'm going into that shade Hell Ride. I'm putting that in my crease. So I'm just going to build that up also until I get to the desired intensity level. Switching brushes, the old brush, no extra product, and just making sure the two meet nicely. So you have a nice gradient with the brown, the orange and the purple. Next I'm going in with my MAC 217 fluffy brush, going into the shade Punk and popping that on my outer V and building that up and blending that out, sticking to my outer V and bring it into my crease as well. So it's outer V with deepening, giving some dimension. And now, because we lost a tiny bit of that purple, I'm just going to go back into Hell Ride. I'm just going to place that again inside and just blend that on top of it just so we get the intensity of that purple back. Okay, so now I'm happy with the dimension. Just going to pop some glitter glue on my lid where I'm going to put the shimmer shade. This is just to help it adhere a tiny bit better. so I don't have fallout, so I'm just going to pop that on. Alright, then I take my nice flat shader brush, my MAC 242, and I'm just going into Wild Heart. I'm just placing that Wild Heart shade on my lid on top of where I put that glitter glue so it can adhere and not transfer to my hood. Kind of stopping just here. It's a bomb shade. Wow. That's bomb. That's gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm actually just going to build that up a little bit more. And then I'm just going to turn my brush the other way. Go into Accelerate just up here. And we're going to put that on the inner part. So I'm just putting that shade Accelerate and patting it on the inner part of my lid. And I'm going to use the purple shade Hellride, the purple matte. And we're just going to use that a tiny bit to help blend the shimmer with the crease. I'm just going to go back into Punk a little bit and just blend this edge as well. Then I'm taking the shade Ignite and I'm grabbing my Zoeva pencil brush and I'm popping that in my inner corner. Then we're going to put the shade Hellride on our lower lash line. So I'm building Hellride with the pencil brush. Then I'm taking my MAC 217 fluffy brush and popping Punk on the outer part of my lower lash line and blending that into the V that I created before. My way in Goss number 8. I'm going to tightline my lower lash line with Punk as well. Just going to pop some mascara and lashes on and liner, and then I'll show you guys to finish up. Okay, so I've done a wing, I've put some mascara on and lashes. I'm just going to do this eye and then I'll come back. Alright, so that was the demo. This is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is the palette. It's got nice sort of like a Polaroid compilation, sort of travel themed palette. Comes with a nice size mirror, 0.8 grams each. They guarantee the shelf life for 24 months from opening, which is fantastic, so that's 2 years. This palette has 21 shadows, 6 of them are matte. Rest are shimmers, 15 shimmers. Some have been released in previous holiday releases and palettes, and some are also in, I think only a handful are single shades as well, single shadows too. The whole palette's about 16.8 grams, which is awesome. It comes with a really decent sized mirror, pretty much the same size as the pan. The mirror doesn't stay up, so whether that's a bonus for you guys or not, you kind of have to hold it, but I guess when you are doing makeup as well, you can just hold the palette like this, and the mirror completely folds backwards. You can buy this on the Mecca website and in your Mecca Maxima or Mecca Maya stores. You should be able to buy this if they still have stock. Internationally, you can buy from Sephora and Ulta, I'm pretty sure. Mecca also ships internationally, I think, as well. They definitely are in stock online because I checked, because I think it did go out of stock before, but it's definitely back in stock and I'm pretty sure it's permanent. On the Mecca website it does say limited edition, but in the States it does say permanent, so I think the brand is offering it permanently. Whether Mecca is going to be getting replenished stock or not, to be confirmed. The usage instructions wise, they do say that it works best on primed lids, and they say you can wet the brush to intensify the pigmentation. They do put emphasis though on spraying it after you've picked up your shadow, not before, because I think that will mess with the formulation of the shadow. So what are some of the claims that the brand has? Decay claims that they are velvet textured shadows, rich in colour and blendability as well. So they're easy to work with, gorgeous texture, and that the colour, the pigmentation is there basically. And even just putting my hands into the palette, they are quite soft. Not all, I wouldn't say all the shades are velvety, but they are gorgeous, they are pigmented, some more than others, but I think it also depends on what kind of brush you're picking these up with too. The brand states that they designed the shadows to be universally flattering for all skin tones and lifestyles. So I interpret that as it being basically anyone can use it, and it's going to be travel friendly as well for all lifestyles, so you can, you know, whether you're on the go or not, I think it will suit you. That's what they're saying. The brand also claims that the palette is versatile. They're saying you can go from nude looks to bold looks to bright looks, so, and they've got a variety, so that's from the brand. Alright, value for money, what we really want to know, isn't it? Buying this, am I getting bang for my buck, or is it just too expensive? So this palette retails for 76 Australian dollars or 49 US dollars. So it works out to be about $3.62 Australian per shadow, or $2.33 US. per shadow. Per gram it works out to be about $4.52 Australian per gram. Comparing it to the Naked palette, because I know that the Naked ones don't have as many shades, but you know, in terms of their offerings, I think that's a reasonable one to compare it to, and the price range as well. The Naked palette here in Australia retail for 83 Australian dollars, and in the States they retail for 54 Australian US dollars. So already the palette's more expensive. Naked palettes only have about 12 shades, and the amount varies. Some of them, majority of them are 1.41 grams, some are 1.31, so you just have to check. Altogether it worked out at about 15.6 grams. So this one has 16.8, that one has 15.6 grams, if either or. So it was either 15.6 or 16.92. So you're either getting a tiny bit more or a tiny bit less, but most of them it was a tiny bit more. So looking at the cost per shadow on the Naked palette, it was $6.92 Australian compared to the $3.62 for this one, whereas US this one was $2.33 and the Naked palettes were $4.50 US. So already like, you know, almost double. When you looked at cost per gram, it was either $4.91 Australian or $3.19, whichever one you had, or $5.32 US or $3.46 US. So that's even more already as well. And whereas this one was $4.52 Australian per gram. So value for money already. You can just comparing it to the Naked palettes, because most people already at least have one Naked palette, or it's, you know, something that's come across their radar. You get in with the Naked palettes, you're getting less shadows, it's more expensive. Majority of them you're getting a bit more shadow in each, but you're getting less shadows anyway, and it is more, you're buying more and you're getting less, really, in a way. You're getting less options. This one you're getting more shadows, you've got a bigger mirror, and I've got the Naked 3 palette here just to show you guys and compare as well, because you know, if we like visuals. It's a bit bulkier. I mean, it's skinny, it's not as sort of wide, but it's a bit thicker and it's more of that tin packaging, whereas this one's a bit more slimline. So just showing you next to each other, this one is going to kind of slot nicely for traveling compared to this. So already you can see the difference. The pan sizes are different, the shadow selection is different, and with the Naked palettes you kind of get only one color story with each palette. You've got Naked 1, which is the original, you had your neutrals, that was sort of one of the OGs, then you had Naked 2, which was your cool tone, then Naked 3, which is your rose gold, and then you had Naked Smoky, which I did have in my collection at one point, that was just for smoky eyes, and then you had the Naked Heat, which is the new one, which is really, really popular, but then it's literally all warm tone browns, all of them. So they're basically one color story. It's more expensive, paying less, you're getting a teensy bit less shadow, but you're getting more options. And how many people pan palettes frequently anyway? Because I mean, this is all you get. There's no brush with these ones. They did come with a brush though, whereas this doesn't come with a brush, and there's no, these ones I know they came with primer potion samples. So about all 4 of the primer potions, they gave me a sample of this, whereas this one doesn't. But then I don't mind because you're paying less, and this is what I want the money going into. You can do a lot more with this one, whereas with the Naked palettes, to get like a palette, to get a cohesive look from this, you'd have to pull from different looks. And I think after using Naked palettes for a while, you'd kind of get bored with the looks you're creating. That's just my opinion. But anyway, just giving you guys something to compare it with in terms of value for money and their offerings. So I think this is definitely a good value for money. Now for me, I really like this palette, just my general thoughts. I think I definitely gonna get a lot of wear out of it. But then again, I mean, my palette collection is definitely more than the average person, who like average makeup user. But I think in the grand scheme of makeup junkies or people who love makeup and collect, it's really not that huge. And I have tried to do a good job of not having too many duplicates in my collection and making sure it's well rounded. So for me personally, I really like this palette. I've been, I created this one, I've actually been playing with it. You guys can probably see it's a bit dusty already because I've been playing around with it. But when I was doing the look on my eyes, I hardly got any fallout. There was, you'll see when I did my transition with the shade Baja, this orange shade here, and there was a bit of a powder storm when I put it on at first, but then I think I just got too excited with how much I went in with, and after that it was okay. But I didn't really get much fallout with the shimmer. But then again, I haven't used all the shadows, so I can't attest to that. But the ones I use, I didn't get any fallout. I think it's awesome, and I think for the fact that you're getting 21 shadows and it's not even that huge, I think it's awesome. I've got a trip coming up this month, my birthday month, and I'll be probably taking this palette with me to travel. I just like the fact that you've got the shades that are on trend here, you know, and you've also got some other versatile stuff. Because sometimes you want to do a green eye look, or you want to do smoky eye, or you just want to do warm neutrals. And I feel like you've got your Naked Heat shades here, Down here you've got your naked heat shades. I feel like you've got your more shades that are on trend. You've got some shimmers, you've got some good transition shades, and you've also got shades for smoky eyes, for olive eyes, all sorts of things you can do with it, I think, and I think that's fantastic. Even though there's only 6 shades that are matte, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which are these ones here, so it's these 3 here and then these 3 here, but some of the shadows that are shimmers I think you can get away with using as mattes, like this one here, this one here. They've got a few flecks of glitter, but when you use fluffy brushes, that glitter is basically microscopic. So for me, definitely, I think this is a hit, definitely a hit for me. I really like it. The quality is there, value for money is there, and it's just a well-rounded palette in general. And also I think it's really versatile and travel friendly, so I think it's gonna be fantastic if you're on the go a lot, even if you don't, even if it is on your vanity and this is like the one bulky palette you have, it's not that bulky. I will say though, if you have a lot of palettes, if you have a lot of neutral palettes, smoky palettes, if you've got a lot, you probably won't find any use for this. I think if you're new to the mid-range market, this is going to be great, and if you don't have the budget to be buying multiple palettes, this will also be good. If you have a few of the shades as singles, you probably will think this is redundant. I have got my perception palette that I want to show you, compare with you guys as well, because if you've got that, you probably might not feel like you need this. I think there are some similarities, so I'm going to pull that out. Right, so I have my Colourpop perception palette here as well. I did a review on this too. If you are interested, I'll link that up there. So this is what this one looks like, just to show you guys. So you can see down here already, you've got warm neutrals as well, you've got a few of those greens and blacks and blue smokies, and you've got some shimmers here. So maybe if you have this, you might not, I'd say you don't necessarily need this one, but I'm quite happy that I have both, because I think this one delves into the colour stories a bit more. The Colourpop one is obviously significantly cheaper and there are less shadows. This one has 16, this one has 21. So as I was saying, that I feel like they kind of fleshed this palette out a little bit more. Fenty Moroccan Spice palette, I'll show a photo up there. I think that's quite similar. If you did shell out money on that one, I don't think you necessarily need this. I think it's pretty similar, you can get similar looks. Although I haven't played with that one, I don't have that one, but that one was quite expensive here. I think that was 86 Australian dollars, and it was a lot bulkier, so I think I would, if you were tossing up between the two, maybe go see if you can have a play with the Fenty one, but I would probably lean to this one. Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette, I don't have as well, but I'll put the photo up here. If you have that palette, I think you'll find some similarities here. There are a lot of jewel tones in that palette. That was the holiday release for last year, and I'm pretty sure it's still available on the website. But I think a lot of these shades on this side of the spectrum you'll find in that Anastasia palette as well. If you're watching this to help with your decision to get this palette, I'd say if you don't have any of the dupes, I'd definitely get it, and it's within your budget or range to get, I'd definitely go for it. If you're watching this and deciding whether or not you need it, if you've got a few things that are similar, you probably don't need it. Is it necessary? No, but I think it's a really good, well-rounded palette for someone who hasn't got these shades already. Let me know in the comments what you think about this palette. Will you be picking it up? Did I help with your decision, or are you still on the fence, or are you gonna skip it? Let me know, love to hear it in the comments. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you really enjoyed it. Stay tuned for another video, more makeup reviews coming. I've got lots of products coming in and out all the time, lots of reviews coming. Be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the bell next to it so you don't miss an upload, and I'll see you on the next video. Click here to subscribe, click here to catch my last video, and click here for more from Loose Beauty Closet. Until next time, guys.